They lied to you. Your teachers, your parents, your culture. They all meant well, but they lied. They handed you a script, quietly, politely, telling you what was safe, what was honorable, what was realistic. And in doing so, they passed down generations of scarcity, of fear, of playing small. Now, here you are, caught in a cycle, making money and watching it disappear, working harder, grinding longer, but never really getting ahead. The dream is always just out of reach. And deep down, you know something's wrong. You were never meant to survive. You were meant to obey, to consume, to depend. But what if I told you this? Your beliefs are killing your wealth. Slowly, silently. Every single day you hold on to outdated stories about money, you are sabotaging your own freedom. Money is evil. Rich people are greedy. If I have too much, they'll judge me. If I succeed, I'll have to maintain it. If I fall, everyone will see me crash. You think these thoughts are harmless. You think they're just words in your head. They're not. They are commands to your subconscious. They are orders to fail. Because if you believe wealth is shameful, why would you fight for it? If you believe success is painful, why would you pursue it? You're not broke because of your job. You're not stuck because of the economy. You're trapped because you're terrified to be more than everyone else around you. You've been trained to believe that staying small is noble, that humility means silence, that craving abundance means you're selfish, and now you're choking on a life of limitation. No more. Let me rip that illusion apart. Wealth is not the enemy. Your programming is. If you can't say the words, "I am rich," or "I deserve to be wealthy," ask yourself why. Why does that simple sentence burn your throat? Why do you stutter, flinch, or laugh it off? It's not because it isn't true. It's because somewhere deep inside, you're still bound by a script that says success equals separation. That having more means you're betraying your roots. That wealth will make you different. And being different means rejection. But here's the twist. You're already being judged. Whether you're rich or poor, whether you fail or win. So stop pretending you're protecting yourself by staying broke. You're just hiding. You're just delaying the pain you were born to overcome. This world isn't going to give you anything you won't fight for. And fight doesn't mean hustle harder. It means reprogramming everything. Destroying the old beliefs that have calcified inside your mind like cancer. And building a new, bulletproof mental architecture around wealth, peace, and power. If you're afraid of judgment, you're not ready to win. Want to know why you can't take that next step? Why you don't ask for more? Start that business. Make that investment. It's not because you're lazy. It's because you're afraid of what they'll say if you succeed. You're afraid your family will call you selfish. You're afraid your friends will say, "You've changed." You're afraid the world will think you're better than them. You don't want to outgrow the people you love, but you already have. You don't belong in their cage anymore. You're just too loyal to leave it. But let me ask you, would you rather be loyal or free? You don't owe anyone your poverty. If you think staying small makes you more lovable, more accepted, more safe, you are already dead inside. And no amount of modesty or virtue signaling will bring you peace. Only growth will. You want to build real wealth? Then stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop playing down your success. And stop pretending that being broke is somehow more authentic. You cannot build an empire while begging for permission. If you keep asking the world if it's okay to win, it will keep telling you no. You must seize your wealth without asking for anyone's approval. Don't wait for your parents to understand. Don't wait for your friends to support you. And don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Create it. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start ugly, but start now. And understand this. Making money is not the same as building wealth. Building wealth is not the same as flashing status. Wealth is not a number. It's a system, a mindset, a lifestyle of creation, discipline, and strategic control. We live in a society that glorifies consumption and punishes delay. You are trained to make $1 and spend $2. They don't want you to be rich. They want you addicted. Addicted to approval. Addicted to image. Addicted to survival. But if you want to break free, you must flip the script. Earn, don't spend, invest, reinvest, repeat. Live like the rich do, quietly stacking assets while everyone else is busy stacking likes. Because at the end of your life, no one will care how many vacations you took, but they will care whether you left behind freedom, legacy, and power. Your excuses are a luxury. You can't afford anymore. I didn't know. I wasn't taught. My parents didn't have money. My job doesn't pay enough. Enough. You are not here to continue the curse. You are here to break it. You want to know how to do that? Get brutally honest. Stop lying to yourself. Stop calling spending self-care. Stop calling debt normal. Stop calling comfort success. Understand that every dollar you waste is a dollar you gave to someone else's empire. You're not broke by accident. You're broke by design. And the only way to escape is to choose wealth like your life depends on it. Because it does. The universe doesn't reward wishful thinking. It rewards ruthless commitment. You want to be rich? Speak it. You want to be free? Prove it. You want to rise? Sacrifice. No one's coming to save you, and you wouldn't want them to. Because you weren't born to be saved. You were born to become unbreakable. And wealth is not the reward, it's the side effect. The reward is power over your own life. The reward is walking through the world on your terms. The reward is being able to help others without asking anyone for permission. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to rewrite your story? Are you ready to stop playing victim to your own mind? Are you ready to claim your empire? Then here's the truth. You were never poor. You were only programmed to forget who you are. Rewire your mind. Rebuild your beliefs. Reclaim your throne. This is the war for your future. And it starts now. Lesson 1. Destroying the script. Uncover the lies that keep you broke. Theme. Awareness is the first weapon in the war for your freedom. Before you build wealth, before you chase financial success, you must first destroy the invisible prison you're living in. That prison isn't made of steel bars. It's made of ideas. Ideas that were never yours. Ideas installed in you by society, family, culture, school, long before you ever had a choice. These ideas sound like truth, but they're not. They're scripts, handed to you like a chain. And every time you follow them, you reinforce your own captivity. This lesson is about cutting the chain at its root. Core concept. What you believe, you obey. Your mind will never allow you to have something you believe is wrong. So if you believe wealth is immoral, selfish, or corrupt, you will sabotage your own success over and over again. Not consciously, but perfectly. Until you examine your inner script, you'll continue to act out the same fate. Work, earn, waste, repeat, all while secretly resenting those who broke free. You've been programmed. And And this is the unprogramming. Step-by-step breakdown. 1. Expose the inherited beliefs. Sit down with a journal. No distractions, no noise, just raw truth. Answer these questions honestly. What did my parents teach me about money? What did I observe in my household growing up? Was money a source of stress, control, scarcity? What did my religion, culture, or community tell me about rich people? Then finish these statements without censoring yourself. Money is blank. Rich people are blank. If I had $10 million, my family would blank. If I become wealthy, I fear blank. You may be shocked by what comes out. That's good. That means you're finally seeing the script. You cannot change what you refuse to look at. Stare into the darkness and drag those beliefs into the light. 2. Identify the emotional triggers. Every belief has an emotion attached to it. Go back to your list. Circle the beliefs that made your heart race, the ones that stung, the ones you almost didn't write. Those are the anchors, the emotional knots that are keeping you small. Now ask yourself, who would disapprove of me becoming rich? Am I afraid of outgrowing the people I love? Do I feel safer being underestimated? This is where the truth gets uncomfortable. Sometimes you stay broke because it's easier than standing alone at the top. But if you want to lead, if you want freedom, you must risk being misunderstood. 3. Track your language patterns. The script hides not just in thoughts, but in the way you speak. Start noticing how you talk about money, opportunity, or success. Do you say, "I can't afford it," instead of "How can I afford it?" Do you use phrases like, "Must be nice," "I'll never be rich," or "Some people get lucky"? Do you downplay your wins? Say things like, "It's no big deal," "I just got lucky," or "It won't last." Every word you speak is an affirmation. Every phrase, a prophecy. Your language is either building your future or burying it. Key actions. Complete the money belief excavation. Exercise. List 20 beliefs you hold about money. Positive, negative, neutral. Be ruthless. Then ask, who told me this? And is this belief helping or hurting me? Create the wealth lie hit list. Write down the top 5 limiting beliefs you discovered. Example, rich people are greedy. If I get rich, I'll lose friends. I'm bad with money. Now beside each one, write a new belief that empowers you. I can be wealthy and generous. The right people will support my growth. I'm mastering my money every day. Set a belief awareness alarm. Every day at noon, set an alarm. When it goes off, stop and ask yourself, what beliefs have been guiding me today? This trains your brain to catch the subconscious patterns in real time. Reflection. Questions. What beliefs about money have I been living as if they were facts? Whose voice lives in my head when I talk about success? What am I really afraid of? Having wealth, or what it would reveal about me? What would happen if I let go of all shame around becoming powerful? Dark truth to swallow. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're still loyal to a story that keeps them weak. Until you reject the script will keep writing your life for you. But once you destroy it, once you set it on fire and watch it burn, you open up space for something else to rise. Your truth, your power, your empire. And that begins now, in the shadows of what you've refused to face. Lesson 2. Confront the guilt. Overcome shame and fear of wealth. Theme. You cannot receive what you secretly believe you don't deserve. Wealth doesn't just come from work. It comes from permission. The internal permission you give yourself to have it, to hold it, to enjoy it without guilt, and to expand it without shame. The truth is this: most people don't fear failure. They fear success. They fear what success will change, how they'll be perceived, how others will react, and whether they're allowed to have more than the people they love. So they hide. They shrink. They pull back the moment progress starts to feel real. Not because they can't have wealth, but because deep down, they don't feel worthy of it. This lesson is about confronting the internal war between who you are and who you've been taught you're supposed to be. Core concept: guilt is the invisible tax you pay for success unless you kill it first. Guilt isn't logical, it's emotional, and it runs deep, passed down from generations of survival mode thinking. You were told to be humble, to never want too much, to fit in, to be grateful for what you have, to never outshine anyone else. And now, every time you move toward power, your nervous system screams, danger, go back. This is emotional sabotage disguised as morality. But morality isn't staying broke to please the crowd. Morality is rising to your full power so you can change lives, lead, and lift others with you. Guilt is not your compass, it's your cage. Step-by-step breakdown. 1. Pinpoint the sources of guilt. Guilt doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's installed, usually young, by people who are just trying to keep you safe. Ask yourself, did anyone in your family struggle with money? Were you ever told that rich people were bad, shallow, selfish, or disconnected? Did anyone in your life shame you for wanting more? Were you taught that it's wrong to show off or have nice things? Then ask, whose approval am I still seeking by staying small? Make no mistake, guilt is a tool of control. And the moment you feel guilty for succeeding, you're still being controlled by voices that live in your head long after the people are gone. 2. Observe how guilt manifests in your behavior. It shows up more than you think. Watch for these signs. Downplaying your success. Oh, I got lucky. Hiding your wins from friends and family. Feeling anxiety when spending money on yourself. Resisting big financial decisions even when they make logical sense. Avoiding conversations about wealth, status, or income. Feeling like you owe people because you have more. Each of these is a form of emotional armor, protecting you from judgment, but also blocking your growth. What you conceal out of guilt, you cannot expand with power. 3. Reframe wealth as responsibility, not ego. You were never meant to chase money for vanity. You were meant to command wealth as a force for good. And yet, many people believe that once they have more, they'll be judged for not doing enough, not giving enough, not living right. This is a fear of obligation disguised as guilt. Here's the truth. You don't owe anyone anything until you rise. But once you do, once you stand in your power, you owe the world everything, not in money. An example, you show others what's possible. You hold the torch that says, if I broke the cycle, you can too. That's not ego, that's leadership. Key actions. The guilt inventory. Exercise. Write down 5 moments in your life where you felt guilty about money. Earning it, spending it, wanting it, or talking about it. For each one, ask, what triggered the guilt? What belief is attached to that guilt? Whose voice do I hear in my head during that moment? Redefine worthiness. Write this statement 10 times daily for 7 days. I deserve to be wealthy without shame, without guilt, and without apology. Every time guilt arises this week, stop and say it out loud. Break the mental loop. Spend with purpose, not permission. Buy something this week that's meaningful to you, but that you would have normally talked yourself out of. Not to impress, not to show off, just for you, to prove that guilt no longer runs your decisions. Then reflect. How did I feel before buying it? How did I feel after? What story did I have to rewrite in order to follow through? Reflection. Questions. What part of me feels unworthy of success? Where did that part come from? Who taught me that wanting more was too much? What would I do differently if I didn't care about judgment? How do I respond when people notice my success? If I were truly free from guilt, how would I spend, save, invest, and live? Dark truth to swallow. The moment you stop feeling guilty for winning, you become unstoppable. Most people will never escape their shame around wealth. They'll stay poor, not because they're not capable, but because it's easier to blend in than to be misunderstood. But you were not born to blend. You were not born to shrink. You were born to lead, to break the curse, to rise in full power without apology. Let them think what they want. Let them talk. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be legendary. And that begins by burning guilt at the altar of your destiny. Lesson 3. Build a new code. Install empowering beliefs theme. Once the old code is destroyed, you must write a new one, or the past will reinstall itself. You've unearthed the lies. You've stared guilt in the face and ripped it from your soul. But here's the truth. No one tells you. Destruction alone is not enough. A vacuum doesn't stay empty for long. The mind craves certainty. It craves direction. So when you destroy a belief, you must immediately replace it with something stronger, bolder, truer. If you don't, the old code will come crawling back, disguised as logic, caution, and being realistic. You don't just kill the old story. You write a new one that makes the old obsolete. This is the lesson where you reprogram the mind. Core concept. Your thoughts are not reflections of reality. They are blueprints for it. What you believe, you build. What you speak, you shape. What you affirm daily, you become. You are not living in the world as it is. You are living in the world as you believe it to be. So if your core beliefs say, money is hard to make, I'm not good with money, I'll never be rich, then your life will perfectly mirror those beliefs, no matter how hard you work. The subconscious mind is the architect of your life, and it is loyal, not to truth, but to repetition. You are not cursed. You are just rehearsing the wrong code. Step-by-step breakdown. 1. Choose the new identity you want to install. Before you change your beliefs, define the new version of yourself. Don't think small. Think empire-sized. Ask yourself, what does the wealthy version of me believe about money? How does the powerful version of me think, speak, and act? If I fully trusted in my destiny, what thoughts would I never entertain again? Write a 1-paragraph description of your wealth identity. Example: I am a calm, confident creator of abundance. I attract money easily because I know I provide value. I manage my wealth wisely. I enjoy my success without apology. I invest boldly. I expand constantly. And I lead others into their own power. This is no longer a fantasy. This is your new operating system. 2. Craft precision affirmations that trigger power, not delusion. Affirmations are useless if they feel fake. They must be present tense commands, rooted in identity, not vague hopes. Example of weak affirmations: I will be rich one day. I want to have more money. Maybe things are getting better. These create distance between you and your desire. Example of powerful affirmations. I am building wealth every day. I am a magnet for opportunities. I am the architect of my financial freedom. Money flows to me because I am aligned with abundance. Speak as if it's already happening, and your brain will begin to act as if it's real. 3. Design your daily rewiring ritual. The subconscious mind is programmable, but only through repetition and emotion. Here's your daily 10-minute ritual. Morning, 5 minutes. Read your wealth identity paragraph aloud. Speak 5 core affirmations with energy and belief. Visualize your day unfolding with financial momentum and confidence. Night, 5 minutes. Reflect on the moments where you embodied your new identity. Acknowledge moments where the old code tried to creep back in. Reaffirm, that's no longer me. I've upgraded. Repetition rewires reality. Every day you rehearse your new identity, you harden it into truth. Key actions. Create your wealth identity. Manifesto. Write a bold paragraph describing the richest, most empowered version of yourself. Be vivid. Be unapologetic. Write 5 command-level affirmations. These must be in present tense and rooted in action or identity. Speak them aloud with conviction every morning and night. Catch and replace. Daily code violations. Anytime you catch yourself saying something like, I can't afford that. That's not for people like me. I'm just trying to survive. Pause. Say out loud, that is no longer my truth. Then replace it with your new truth. Reflection. Questions. What thoughts do I repeat daily that sabotage my wealth? Do I speak like someone who is building an empire or someone waiting for rescue? How would I talk, move, and act if I fully believed I was destined for wealth? What is one belief I can install this week that would collapse my limitations? Dark truth to swallow. Your old identity will not leave quietly. It will beg. It will rationalize. It will try to make you doubt, because it knows if you ever truly believe in yourself, it dies. Reprogramming is war. You are not just rewiring your mind. You're evicting an intruder that's been living there for years. But once your new code is installed, the old you becomes unrecognizable. The people who doubted you fall silent, and the world begins to shape itself around your vision, because your mind now commands it to. You are no longer operating from lack. You are no longer surviving. You are creating. And this new identity, it doesn't wait. It doesn't ask for permission. It builds. It leads. It wins. Lesson 4. Break the cycle. Stop consuming and start building. Theme. You can't build an empire if you spend like a peasant. Let's cut through the fluff. If you make $100 and spend $100, you are not free. If you make $10,000 and spend $12,000, you are not successful. If you live paycheck to paycheck while posting pictures of luxury on social media, you are not building wealth. You're performing poverty in disguise. It's time to face the truth. The system is rigged against you. But worse, you've been trained to help it. They trained you to spend, to crave, to need more, to confuse wealth with things, to measure your value by your consumption. And every time you obey, you delay your freedom. You fund their empires. You feed the machine that keeps you broke. This lesson is about breaking that cycle and building something real. Core concept. You are either a builder or a buyer, and one always owns the other. Look around. Every time you spend, ask yourself, who is getting richer from this transaction? Who owns the system I just contributed to? What future did I just fund? Mine or theirs? Every dollar you spend is a vote, a weapon, a seed. The problem is most people are planting seeds they'll never harvest. They buy for the feeling, the moment, the image. But feelings fade, moments pass, and images rot. What remains? Debt, dependency, and distraction. You will never be free if you keep financing a lifestyle meant to impress people stuck in the same trap as you. Step-by-step breakdown. 1. Track every dollar. Like your life depends on it. Because it does. Most people have no clue where their money actually goes. Why? Because ignorance feels easier than truth. But you can't fix what you won't face. This week, write down every single purchase, no matter how small. Log it in your phone, a notebook, or a spreadsheet. Then categorize it. Survival, food, housing, essentials. Distraction, entertainment, fast food, impulse buys. Image, status purchases, brand names, show-off spending. Expansion, education, investing, tools that make you money. You'll begin to see a pattern. The problem is rarely how much you make. It's how much you leak through mindless spending. 2. Identify and cut the consumption triggers. Spending is often emotional, not logical. You buy to soothe pain, mask insecurity, or simulate power. Ask yourself, when do I spend the most emotionally? What emotion do I feel right before I spend? Boredom, anxiety, stress? What do I use money to prove, hide, or pretend? Then kill the source. Unfollow the influencers. Block the ads. Log off the lifestyle trap. Until you take control of your consumption triggers, you're just a puppet with a platinum card. 3. Replace consumption with creation. Here's the turning point. Shift from spender to investor. From consumer to builder. From chasing dopamine to compounding power. Every dollar you don't spend is a soldier in your freedom army. And where you send those soldiers matters. Instead of buying the newest phone. Instead, invest in learning a new skill. Ordering takeout 3 times a week. Instead, put that money into a high-yield savings account, paying for luxury to impress strangers. Instead, build a side hustle to create cash flow. This is how wealth is built. Quietly, relentlessly, intentionally. You are not broke because of income. You are broke because of indiscipline. Key actions. Complete the 7-day spending audit. Log every dollar you spend this week. Categorize each expense. At the end of the week, add up the totals. Highlight anything that didn't directly serve your growth or survival. Create your consumption kill list. Pick 3 financial habits that drain you. Write them down. Next to each, write what you'll replace them with, i.e. $6 daily coffee, 180 month into investment fund. Implement the 48-hour rule. For non-essential purchases, wait 48 hours. Most impulses will die. If the desire remains, buy it with intention, not emotion. Create a weekly wealth stack ritual. Every week, transfer a fixed percentage of your income into an account marked investments only. Automate it. Worship it. Let it grow. Reflection. Questions. What am I actually trying to feel when I spend money? If I didn't care what people thought, how would I use my income? What purchases in the last 30 days were for validation, not necessity or value? Am I funding someone else's empire or building my own? What could my life look like in 12 months if I redirected my spending into assets? Dark truth to swallow. They designed you to consume so you'd never learn how to create. They want you entertained, not empowered. Distracted, not disciplined. Every ad you see, every dopamine-triggered purchase, every swipe of your card in a moment of weakness It all leads to the same destination: dependence. But the moment you stop consuming like a slave and start investing like a general, you exit the game they've trapped you in. You start walking the path of the quiet rich, those who own assets, not liabilities, who buy back time, not just toys, who move in silence while the world performs poverty in public. And make no mistake, this is war. A war against the part of you that wants comfort over freedom. A war against a system that feeds off your weakness. So make your choice. Keep consuming or start building. But don't pretend you're doing both. Lesson 5. Become the steward. Learn to multiply money, not just earn it. Theme: it's not what you earn, it's what you keep and what you make it do. You've been taught to chase money, to grind, to hustle, to bleed. But here's the hard truth. If you have to work for every dollar you make, you are not free. You are leased. Most people are stuck in a financial treadmill, running faster, working longer, sacrificing more, just to stay in place. The reason? They never learned to own the machine. They only learned how to run on it. You can break your back trying to make $100,000, $500,000, even $1 million, and still end up broke, exhausted, and owned by your lifestyle if you never learn how to leverage money as a tool. This lesson is where you stop being the laborer and become the strategist. Core concept: making money is step 1. Multiplying it is mastery. You can make $1 million and lose it all. You can earn 6 figures a year and still be broke. Why? Because wealth is not income, it's strategy. Most people live by a broken formula: earn, spend, repeat. The wealthy live by a different one: earn to invest, to multiply, to expand. You must begin to think of every dollar as an employee. You don't just hold on to it. You put it to work. You give it a job. You command it to bring back reinforcements. Money is only a tool, and tools in the hands of the undisciplined become weapons of self-destruction. Step-by-step breakdown. 1. Separate yourself from the average earner's mentality. Here's what most people believe: if I make more, my problems go away. I'll start saving when I earn enough. I deserve to treat myself. I work hard. These are justifications for staying broke with style. They confuse motion with mastery. You must kill the belief that more income equals more wealth. Income is noise. Net worth is signal. 2. Adopt the investor's mindset. Investing isn't reserved for Wall Street or financial elites. It's for anyone who decides to stop trading time for survival. Here's the new model. Earn. Make money through job, business, or side hustle. Save. Pay yourself first. 20 to 30% minimum if you're serious. Invest. Choose vehicles that multiply over time. Index funds. Real estate. Your own business. High ROI skills. Copywriting. Digital marketing. Automation. Reinvest profits. Don't touch your gains. Stack them. Compound them. Let time weaponize them. Expand. Buy back your time. Hire help. Scale your income streams. Stop being the operator. Become the owner. Your goal isn't to work harder. It's to turn earned income into passive income and eventual independence. 3. Build your money infrastructure. If your money has nowhere to go, it will vanish. You need structure. Systems. Flow. Start here. 3-account system. Operations. Checking. Bills. Expenses. Freedom fund. Savings. Emergency. Short-term goals. Wealth engine. Investing. Long-term growth and cash flow. Automatic transfers. Set up recurring transfers the moment your income hits. Don't trust your discipline. Build in automation. Zero-based budget. every dollar gets a job. Nothing floats. Either it's buying survival, buying assets, or buying time. Key actions. Start your wealth engine. Today, even if it's $50, open a dedicated investment account. Choose low-fee index funds, e.g., VTI, SPY, or fractional real estate platforms. Just start. Prove to yourself that you're building, not just surviving. Create your freedom rule. Pick your non-negotiable. 30% of every dollar I earn goes to my wealth. Track it. Obsess over it. It's your escape tunnel. List 3 assets you can build in the next 12 months. Think income generating. A digital product. A YouTube channel. A skill that pays you forever. Pick one and commit. Identify one money leak and eliminate it. Look at last month's expenses. What would a wealthy strategist cut without emotion? Cut it now. Redirect it to your wealth engine. Reflection. Questions. What has my money done for me in the last 90 days? Am I acting like a consumer or a commander of capital? Where am I still trading hours for survival? What asset could I create this year that would buy back my time forever? If I treated every dollar like an employee, how would I manage them? Dark truth to swallow. If you're still working for every dollar you earn, you are one accident, one layoff, one recession away from collapse. You may feel powerful now, but if your money isn't working when you sleep, you're still just a worker, disguised as a winner. True wealth isn't loud, it's quiet. It's compounding in the background while the world scrolls, spends, and spirals. And while they flex their paychecks, you build your legacy. So ask yourself, are you stacking assets or stacking liabilities with good lighting? Are you building a life that pays you in freedom, or just building a lifestyle that chains you in debt? Choose wisely. Your future is already being built, either by default or by design. Lesson 6. Embrace the rise. Accept the weight of success. Theme. Everyone wants to rise. No one wants to be seen falling. You say you want to be rich. You say you want to lead. You say you want to break free. But have you considered what happens when you actually do? What happens when you start winning? Visibly. When people start watching, judging, envying, expecting. Success isn't just a reward, it's exposure. The moment you rise, you're no longer one of them. You're a mirror. You reflect their excuses, their stagnation, their comfort zones, and they won't like it. They'll say you've changed. They'll try to drag you back. They'll whisper behind your back and smile to your face. But that's the price of power. You rise alone before you rise with others. This lesson is about confronting that truth and choosing to rise anyway. Core concept. Everyone wants the crown until they realize it comes with a target. What most people call fear of failure is actually fear of visibility. They fear being judged for trying, being envied for succeeding, being exposed if they stumble, so they stay in the shadows. They chase just enough. They blend in. They play small, on purpose, because it feels safer than being seen. But here's the paradox. You cannot lead from the shadows. You cannot inspire from the sidelines. You cannot build a legacy without being watched, studied, and sometimes attacked. If you're going to build real wealth, real impact, and real freedom, you have to stop running from the light. You have to walk toward it, even when it burns. Step-by-step breakdown. 1. Acknowledge your fear of exposure. Ask yourself, what scares me more? Failing privately or failing publicly? Do I avoid growth opportunities because I don't want people to see me rise and possibly fall? Have I ever self-sabotaged just to stay relatable? This fear isn't weakness, it's programming. You were trained to seek approval, to stay likable, to be accepted. But wealth doesn't reward approval. It rewards boldness, ownership, visibility, power. And power has a price. 2. Identify your emotional triggers around success. What beliefs are you holding that make success feel heavy? Common hidden fears. If I rise, people will expect more from me. If I make more money, my family will think I'm too good for them. If I succeed, I'll have to maintain that image forever. If I grow, I might outgrow the people I love. Write these out. Don't sanitize them. Drag them out of your subconscious and into the open. Then challenge each one. What if they're not true? What if the opposite is true? What if the people I fear losing were never meant to come with me? You do not owe your potential an apology. 3. Redefine what it means to lead. Leadership is not ego. It's not noise. It's not about proving. It's about becoming the example, the living, breathing evidence that greatness is possible. Your visibility isn't a burden. It's your weapon. Use it to inspire, not to impress. Use it to elevate, not to dominate. Start showing up. Post the win. Share the lesson. Talk about the mindset shifts. Be the person others need to see succeeding. The people who need you most are watching in silence, waiting for permission to rise. Give it to them by going first. Key actions. Create a visibility audit. List 5 ways you're currently hiding or playing small. It could be downplaying wins, avoiding social media, not speaking up in rooms, refusing to raise your prices, not sharing your story. Pick one and confront it this week. Do the thing you've avoided because of fear. Write a leadership code. Define what kind of leader you want to be. Not what you think people expect. What you know the world needs. Example: I lead with quiet strength. I rise with integrity. I never apologize for growth. I help others expand by expanding first. I walk toward the pressure. I don't avoid the weight. I carry it, and I grow stronger. Create a public failure backup plan. Write this down. What's the worst-case scenario if I fail publicly? What will I learn? How will I recover? Who will I become? Knowing your resilience in advance makes fear powerless. Reflection. Questions. Who do I fear becoming if I become wildly successful? What judgments am I afraid of hearing? Where am I still shrinking to make others feel comfortable? What would I do differently if I knew no one would criticize me? What would my life look like if I stopped apologizing for wanting more? Dark truth to swallow. Most people don't fear the climb. They fear being seen at the top. Because the top is cold. It's lonely. It's silent. But it's also clear. You see farther. You breathe freer. You move faster. And the only people there are the ones strong enough to carry the weight. So yes, the rise will cost you. It will cost you old identities. It will cost you comfort. It may even cost you a few relationships. But it will buy you power, influence, legacy, time, impact, peace. It will buy you you. And that's worth everything. So stop asking if you're ready. The moment you feel fear is the moment you're being called forward. Stand tall. Be seen. Take the crown. And when they ask how you did it, tell them this: I stopped hiding. I stopped apologizing. I rose. Lesson 7. Serve and expand. Use wealth as a weapon for good. Theme. If your wealth ends with you, it dies with you. Most people chase money to escape pain, to buy comfort, to silence insecurity, to finally say, I made it. But what then? What happens after the house, the car, the lifestyle? Do you think fulfillment will come from stacking more zeros while the world crumbles around you? No. Wealth is not the destination. It's the ignition, the fuel that turns power into purpose, the currency of change, the amplifier of impact. If you're only building for you, the universe will let you taste success, but it won't let you keep it. Because abundance isn't for hoarding. It's for healing. Core concept. The more aligned you are with purpose, the more trusted you'll be with power. Wealth without purpose is weight. It crushes. It isolates. It turns you into someone you don't recognize. But when wealth is tied to mission, it expands you. It multiplies. It pulls you and others into something far greater than survival. That's when the universe opens the floodgates. It says, I trust you. I see what you do with little. Now I will give you more. Wealth flows to those who use it to build, lift, and liberate, not just self-indulge. Step-by-step breakdown. 1. Define your wealth purpose. Why do you really want to be rich? Not the surface-level answer. Not just freedom, or options, or security. Go deeper. Ask yourself, who suffers if I stay broke? Who thrives when I rise? If I had $10 million in the bank today, what would I fund? What would I fix? This isn't about charity. It's about alignment. When your vision is tied to something bigger than your comfort, you become magnetic, unstoppable, chosen. Your wealth becomes sacred. Second shift from accumulation to expansion. Hoarding money is fear disguised as logic. You save, 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 and still feel unsafe. Why? Because money without movement becomes stagnant energy. Like water that doesn't flow, it begins to rot. You must circulate it, invest it, use it, stretch it, let it do something that echoes. And no, that doesn't mean reckless spending. It means intentional deployment. Ask yourself weekly, where can I put my money to work for good? What skill can I learn that multiplies my value and helps others? What person, cause, or idea needs fuel? And I have it. When your money becomes a weapon for expansion, you stop fearing its loss. Because it's no longer yours. It's your mission's. 3. Lead through prosperity, not pity. People don't need another humble hero apologizing for wanting more. They need a warrior with vision. Someone who says, I earned this. I built this. Now watch what I do with it. Be the blueprint. Be the beacon. Not through flexing, but through impact. Through generosity with boundaries. Through power that uplifts without enabling. Don't just tell people what's possible. Show them. You are the permission slip someone else has been waiting for. Key actions. Write your wealth purpose statement. Example. I am building wealth so I can break generational cycles, fund dreams, and be the hand I once needed. I am the financial first responder for my lineage, and I will rise so others don't have to fall. Create a 3-part wealth impact plan. Split your wealth intentions into 3 verticals. Legacy. What will you build for your family, your name, your bloodline? Liberation. How will your money free others from poverty, ignorance, limitation? Leadership. How will your money inspire, employ, or elevate others? Give with precision, not emotion. Once per month, allocate a small percentage. Start with 1 to 5% to causes, people, or ideas that align with your values. Give strategically, not impulsively. Give with power, not guilt. Teach as you rise. Share your journey. Document your systems. Mentor those a few steps behind you. Leadership is multiplied when it's shared. Reflection. Questions. What was the original pain that made me want money? What purpose now feels worthy of the wealth I'm building? How would I use money if I believed I was sent here to be a liberator, not just a provider? What legacy will I leave behind long after I'm gone? Who can I empower today, quietly, powerfully, just because I chose to rise? Dark truth to swallow. If your wealth dies with you, your life was a transaction, not a mission. There's a reason you survived when others didn't. There's a reason you see visions of more while others are content with less. Because you were not meant to just escape. You were meant to lead, to expand, to pass the torch, to walk so others can run. And the universe will only continue to bless you if you use your blessings to bless others. So stop asking, what can I get? Start asking, what can I give through what I've built? Your empire is not just a castle, it's a cathedral, built for a cause, fueled by purpose, marked by power. Now go and make wealth holy. To the returning warriors of the GrimFace movement, you already know what this is. You felt the weight. You faced the mirror. And you've chosen the path most fear. The path of ownership, discipline, and relentless self-mastery. We don't chase comfort here. We hunt truth. And we wear our scars like armor. So thank you for walking through the fire with us. Every time you return, you sharpen your blade. And together, we carve a life worth bleeding for. To the new blood watching this isn't just a channel. It's not a vibe. It's not entertainment. This is a war cry for the black sheep, the outcasts, the ones who were never meant to fit in. We are GrimFace, the ones who rise from nothing, who smile through the storm, and who build in silence until the world can't ignore us. So if something in your soul just woke up, if your heart's pounding and your excuses are trembling, subscribe. Not for us, for you. Because deep down you already know, you were never meant to be ordinary. Welcome to the dark side of discipline. Welcome to the GrimFace movement. We're just getting started.